Dave, just how was it for you witnessing this historic day for Max Scherzer?
I think I had, outside of Will Smith, I think I had the best seat in the house. It was great. And he's, everything he does from here on out is just going to continue to add to his lore, his legacy, and to help us win a baseball game, to have his family here, to get it at home and at Dodger Stadium. Really, really special. And he was lights out all night. And, with Max, I think that there's a lot of preparation and compete. But, when you get to this threshold, there needs to be some reflection. And I know he has that. And, even talking to him after the game, and that's really cool to see. And he's going to be after this night and celebrating and taking a breath and reflecting, which he should. He'll be ready for his next start.
And after his 3,000th strikeout, Justin shared with me just how badly he wanted to congratulate him, but having to wait until the 8th, how were you able to hold back after he achieved such a milestone?
I think you got to know your audience, and I've learned my audience. So with Max, you don't want to get him out of the moment, and he's such a pro. And after that, the standing ovation, there was a little pause in time, and just to kind of give the fans, his teammates, a little nod, a thank you, and to get back to work. But Justin's a smart player, and he knew when to congratulate Max.
And Max attributed a lot of just his success to, and really with this milestone, to his durability over his ability. How is that something that younger pitchers around the clubhouse and even around this team can really learn from Max?
Well, I'm a big believer in the best ability is availability. And there's a lot of guys that are talented that can't withstand the test of time. And what he does in the off season, in between starts, it doesn't just happen by chance, the longevity and the success. So guys can go out there and have a couple good seasons or a couple great seasons, but to do that every year, night every year after year, when guys are gunning for you, that's tough to do. And that's a select group of ball players.
Thanks, Dave.
Next question from Kyle Glazer. Go ahead.
Hey, Dave, obviously you faced Max on the other side for years. What's something that maybe you've come to appreciate about him now, being in the same clubhouse, same dugout as him, that maybe you didn't facing him?
I think his ability to have a kind of micro focus on what he needs to do, a particular hitter, but really have the understanding of, on the macro level, the entire game, the entire how to navigate a lineup, where you need to make your mistakes, where the defense is at. That kind of balance is pretty unique. And I talk about having talented players. We have a lot of talented players, and also having smart players, and he's right there at the top of the list.
Thank you.
Next question is from Juan Toribio. Go ahead.
Hey, Dave, Max has a .88 ERA since he's joined this team, and you guys have won all 8 of his starts. I know you said that he's even better than advertised, but is this about as good of an 8-game stretch as you've ever seen playing and managing?
I think for me personally, we've had some good runs from starting pitchers, but I think it's hard for me to pick any other 8-start run, but I just can't imagine it being any better than this, especially with where we're at, in the season.
And yesterday you said that there are some moments where you kind of sit back and you realize that you're watching a Hall of Famer, a future Hall of Famer in Albert and Clayton and Max. Was today kind of one of those moments where obviously you're managing a game, but you kind of sit back and realize the history that's kind of going on?
It was. There was he's in the midst of a perfect game, goes 3-0 to Frazier, comes back and gets a lazy fly ball to left. The 3-2 changeup to Machado was really special. After he punches Hosmer for 3,000, first pitch, throws a strike fastball. That's just stuff like that. It's just a different level of just kind of execution and heartbeat, and it's impressive. And that was kind of a different times. I was like, man, I'm going to appreciate watching this guy every fifth day.
And as far as your offense, I'm guessing that was a pretty encouraging sign to see some of those guys kind of put together a big day.
It was good. It was great. Justin got into one pull side, which was great to see. Mookie threw out a couple of hits, a big homer, which was great to see. Corey backside with a breaking ball homer. I thought Gavin took great at bats today and got rewarded for it. So that was fantastic to see. And Cody coming in I think the fourth or fifth inning and got a walk, a line out to center, and then a double. So a lot of good things up and down our lineup.
Thanks, Dave.
Next questions from Mike DiGiovanni. Go ahead.
Dave, it seemed like Max celebrated that 3,000 strikeout for about 10 seconds. Is that what you sort of expected from him, knowing his disdain for distractions?
Yeah. I think the great ones, it seems like, are just, understand that it was anticipated. Family here, friends here, people around baseball that impacted his entire career were watching. The Dodger fans watching and cheering. And so when it happened, he just gets it as far as the appreciation that the fans, his family wanted that moment, and to step out of it and acknowledge it, but to reset and finish a job. That's what he just has, that ability.
Last one's from Fabian Ardaya. Go ahead.
Hey, Dave, obviously, I know he probably had 3,000 on his mind, but to be able to have this type of an outing where he had an immaculate inning the second and to take a perfect game to the eighth, I mean, what does that sort of say about him and his ability to still do this and pitch at this high level in general, but also to have this type of a game when this type of career accomplishment is happening?
Well, I think that it's understanding and prioritizing that it's the work that you put in every day, and then understanding that the most important thing that day is to help your team win. And where we're at, we need to win every game. And so that was front of mind for him. And the byproduct is executing pitches to punch out, 8, 9 guys today. So I think just that mindset, and this is just little that I've gotten to get to know him and how what makes him tick and how he thinks. And and I've learned a lot from him.
Thanks, Dave.